Hey everybody, and welcome back to Mudflap's movie reviews. And today I am joined by my really good friend Aubin, and we are gonna go deep in our discussion for Doctor Strange 2 in the Multiverse of Madness. So, Aubin, what were your initial thoughts and reactions from seeing this movie?
Oh man, I loved it. Like you said in your review, I agree that it's better than the first Doctor Strange.
Yep.
I feel like the first Doctor Strange is great. No bashing on that. I feel like this film just took what we saw in that movie even further. Like in the first film, we see Doctor Strange on Earth a lot, whereas I feel like in the sequel, we get to see him just go all over the place in the multiverse. There's all these strange things that happen, and it's the thing that we like about Doctor Strange is seeing different worlds, seeing the creatures and characters he interacts with, and the insane visuals. All of that is one of the reasons why we like his character. And I feel like the sequel just ramped that up even more. We got terrific set designs, like the Illuminati sequence. That was
Yep.
just so like, oh man, like they had all those like chairs really high up, like they're judges or something, and their
Yeah.
silhouettes and the lighting and like, oh, it's so great. Obviously you get to see what that Earth looks like, and there's like all these high buildings, and but there's grass at the same time, like they're green in the future.
Yeah, that was weird, man. Like,
Yeah, like I remember reading a comic where it was like in the future, and it
yeah.
looked similar to that.
I just wish I
Um,
was more familiar with the comics because I'm sure I
Me
missed a
too.
whole bunch of stuff because I'm like, well, I'm just going to enjoy this for what it is. But I'm sure if I was more, familiar with the comics, I would be freaking out a lot more than what I was. But there are
Yeah.
a lot of times what we're watching, especially the scenes with Wanda in it,
Hmm.
dude. Like, I did not expect this movie to be as brutal as it turned out to be. Like, Sam Raimi didn't pull his
Oh, dude.
punches. Like,
Yeah. Oh
dude, what are you
man.
doing?
I only saw the first trailer, so I don't know what they spoiled in the other trailers, and I thought
They didn't
Wanda
really
was
spoil
gonna
anything.
be.
Yeah.
I didn't realize like she was gonna be a huge threat. She was just gonna be taken under Doctor Strange's wing and be sort of like a protege, and he'd teach her some
Yeah.
magic, and they would solve whatever problem there was.
Like the cabin she was living out in, I heard earlier on that it was all just fake. Did you see how
Oh, like
manipulative she
yeah,
was? Like she
yeah.
even said to Doctor Strange, "Here, smell this," because he knew all
And he
about
thought
what.
it was real,
He's like, he thought it was real, and then boom, she just erases the whole thing, and
right?
I'm like, Strange, you're in trouble now, man.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because she was whooping his butt. I think I remember in WandaVision, the Agatha Harkness. I feel like I remember her saying one line where she's like, "You're the Scarlet Witch," and the Scarlet Witch
Yeah,
is even more powerful than the Sorcerer Supreme.
she
And you
just
know what, man? Like the way I feel like Doctor Strange should take out any villain is he should use his teleportation portal, just
yep.
like shoot it at them when they're not looking, and then the portal takes them to like the inside of a volcano, and then they're just done.
Yeah, I don't know. You think he would have done that?
I don't
But
know.
I don't
The movie
know.
would be over then. It would just be like, poop. Okay,
Well,
directed by Sam Raimi.
I saw I saw a really funny comment on one of the YouTube trailers. It said, "Okay, Sam Raimi's directing it," and one is like, "Give me America Chavez," and Doctor Strange says, "Okay." And it says directed by Sam Raimi. Like that's it.
It's just over. Yeah.
Like here you
Okay. All
go.
right. Here she is. Yeah.
What did you think of the Illuminati?
So, oh man, when you were talking in your review about favorite moments, that whole sequence was my favorite, I think. It's like that, and then reanimated Strange. That was like maybe number two, but it was really
There
close.
was some dark stuff right when he got to like the undead stuff. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Oh yeah, it was
whoa.
totally like Evil Dead references,
Yeah, like
like,
everywhere. And then
yeah.
Wanda when she was dreamwalking
Oh yeah.
and she possessed the other Wanda, dude. She like
Yeah.
there's like jump scares thrown in there. I'm like, you're
Do those
pulling.
get you? Yeah.
Yeah, one of them
Yeah.
when they were trying to get to the Book of Ashanti, they're going underground through the tunnel,
Yeah.
and she's behind a blast door, I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
I'm like, I'm waiting for something to happen. Like she's gonna blow that thing apart, and then she just jumps out of nowhere. I'm like,
Yeah.
she's right there. Finally, the rumors were true. John Krasinski is
Yeah, that's
indeed
what I
Mr.
was gonna bring up.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but I don't think Emily Blunt's gonna be
Really?
the Invisible Woman. I heard that she said I'm not gonna do it, so we're only gonna have one half of
Huh.
the power
That's
duo. But
interesting.
maybe she'll change her
Is that
mind.
confirmed or just a rumor?
She said in an interview that she wasn't interested
You
in
know,
but
we
it
can't trust anything.
I don't trust
Like
anything
Andrew
Marvel
Garfield.
does.
Like, what
Yeah.
if she said that just so that they could have an epic reveal? Like maybe she wants that reveal to be just as surprising as his reveal.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
Krasinski's. Yeah,
Yeah. But I
anything's
was like,
possible.
I mean, when I saw the trailer for this, I thought Wanda was going to be like good. And
Oh
but when
yeah.
I found out that Wanda was actually bad, like, and do you think like what do you think happened to her at the end where she brought down
Oh
the
man,
temple on herself?
dude. Yeah, I'm glad you bring that up because it's like it kind of makes me think of Highlander. Have you ever seen
Yeah.
Highlander?
Yes, it's a
There's
classic.
that scene in Highlander where he thinks he's the last one. And for anyone who hasn't seen it, it's like you're this immortal being, and there's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
And once you wipe out all the other Highlanders or the other immortal people, then you get to be a mortal being and you'll
Yeah, yeah.
die one day. And anyway, I know there's a scene where he like thinks he's the last one, but there's other Highlanders that are they like trapped in a mountain or like an avalanche. They're trapped in something and
Yeah,
someone
yeah.
discovers
It's
them.
been a while since I've seen it, but yeah,
Yeah.
I
Like
just
maybe
don't
it was
think
an archaeologist. I don't know.
yeah, but I don't think Wanda's dead. Like
Right.
they're
I feel like she's just like hibernating in there. Like I don't think it killed her. I think she's just like trapped under the rubble and
yeah.
someone will come find her or she'll escape, but we're definitely not done with her character.
Well, also with
There's
the
no way.
also with the multiverse too. Like no one's really dead in the sense of
That's
the multiverse.
true.
Like one Doctor Strange can die, but there's going to be another one. So
Right.
that's the concept now. Is pretty much no one can die anymore.
Right. Yeah. Like I liked how the movie it was considered a horror film.
Oh
And I would
yeah.
say the most horror film thing about it was the sequence where we see all the Illuminati figures just get
Yes.
picked off. You
Oh,
know, like
dude,
because
it
that's
was
just like a typical
brutal.
horror film.
But
Yeah.
when the one thing that I'm like, a lot of people pointed out when Wanda's about to get, go off, she tilts her
Yeah.
head to the
Oh yeah.
side and then she loses it, which she did with Black Bolt,
Yeah.
and they're like, all he has to do
Yeah.
is say a word with his mouth, and then turns her head and says, "What mouth?" And his mouth
Right.
is, I was like I knew they were gonna die right there. I'm like, oh, they're all dead.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah, his mouth's just gone. And
And then
then
cutting Captain
it
Carter
like,
in half.
oh man.
And then, but I heard
Yeah.
this rumor was actually true. I guess in the comics or whatever, when she fights Charles Xavier, she does snap his neck. Like the
Oh,
younger version, I'm like, oh no, is she actually gonna
wow.
snap his neck? And then we see her do it. I'm like, you
Wow.
just killed Charles Xavier. Like that's
What,
how
oh
powerful
my
you are.
gosh. I know. Like I wasn't expecting that. It honestly reminded me of the sequence with Jean in X-Men 3.
Yeah, yeah,
Because you got a red sort of young sorcerer sort of, even though it was like telekinesis with Jean, but it was like imagery that brought me back to that. And then, once again, Professor X gets killed
yeah,
by it. Yeah, but it was cool. Like I
yeah.
thought
Like
if you're ever gonna get to see a bunch of superheroes getting massacred in an alternate universe where the consequences don't matter as much, that's how you do it.
yeah, like
Or like a
just do
what
it.
if episode. One of the things I loved about the first Doctor Strange, and just like I love this about movies in general, is whenever the hero can outsmart the villain and they're
Yes.
more clever than them. Like in the first film, he creates the time loop
Yep.
and Dormammu can't get out of that. He becomes his prisoner.
Yep.
And in this film, they did the same thing in such a brilliant way. He harnesses all those like spirits
Yeah, yeah.
and then like he uses them to stop Wanda. Like And plus, like, he's limping,
yeah,
like
right. He's like
he's
the
like
guy's
hardly
not all
going.
there.
This is the best he can do. Like he's stuck in another universe, and he's like, oh man, how do I save Wong? How do I stop this? And he's like, oh, I know, I'll reanimate that body. That's what I'll do.
Yeah,
And
and
like it's
violate.
the one play he has, and like it's just so good.
But what I love is Wanda's always calling him out on his hypocrisy. He's
Right,
done
right.
he's such a hypocrite.
Right.
Like,
Immediately she sees the dead Strange, and she's like, hypocrite.
the ancient ones talked a lot about like breaking the natural law and the
And she did it
multiverse.
too.
She did it too. So I'm like, is that even a rule? Like, it's more of a guideline than an actual rule.
Right,
Strange
right.
is breaking it left and right. He's done it multiple times.
Yeah.
And
They act like you can't break the natural law. It
yeah,
usually has to do with death, it seems like. Like with
well,
the
yeah,
time
they
stone
lost.
bringing
Yeah,
people back to life.
I said no, don't do that.
Yeah, reanimating dead corpses, and
Mm,
so it's interesting because they're kind of like, I feel like they're going in a direction where, at least based on these first two films,
yeah,
and that like there is a cost to, like, does the end justify the means,
yep.
is like the big question. At least it's like kind of a through line if you want to compare the two films.
Remind me what an incursion is. Is that where it's like 2 points of time?
See,
That
that was one thing I wasn't totally sure on, because John Krasinski, he has like exposition and he explains it one time,
yeah.
and I was just too like blown away that he showed up,
I was
that
like, I don't care about anything else
I
he
don't know if
says.
I even like paid attention to like that one sentence he actually said there.
Yep.
And so I was like, oh man, I wish I could have rewinded that, but
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pay. I'm gonna have to watch when I see it again. An incursion, I guess. Like it's like the colliding of two worlds. That's why at the end, the post-credit scene, I guess, with Clea, I
right.
guess, and I don't know what the dark dimension has to do with that. Like, I don't know why he has to go
Oh,
there. Because I
yeah.
do that, I'm like, oh, I don't know who this chick is. I know that's Charlize Theron. Like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty big Charlize Theron fan. I'm glad
Oh
she's in
yeah,
the
she's
Marvel
great.
universe. But and then she cuts
Yeah.
open the dark dimension. I'm like, oh no, like,
Yeah, I heard that, my friend told me from an article that he looked at, she is the one who marries the Sorcerer Supreme. So
oh, so they're gonna be
yeah,
like husband wife now. Oh
yeah, yeah.
man,
So it's like things didn't work out with Christine,
yeah.
but it, at least for now, anything can happen. He could totally end up with Clea, is what I heard happens in the comics.
If they follow
Um,
the comics, I mean, Marvel's okay with following the comics, but I don't know. What do you think? Do you think Doctor Strange should end up with Clea or end up with Christine?
man, I definitely have a soft spot for Christine.
It
But
just
Clea is pretty interesting. Like Charlize Theron is like, she's so cool in everything she does. And so I like the idea of there being a sorceress who can rival him, like put him in his place, and him trying to one up her. Like the idea of that, because like right away she insulted him. She was like, we got to solve this unless you're
yeah,
afraid. And he's like,
yeah.
not in the slightest, And,
Yeah, and then she's
so
like,
like
okay,
the
bam, she
banter.
cuts out she
Right.
cuts to the reality.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, when he
Like,
says not in the slightest, and then the third eye appears, I'm like,
yeah.
oh, he's
Yeah.
good. Like,
Yeah, he's good.
because the one thing I read, which is this is interesting, apparently she's Dormammu's cousin, like she's a relative
Oh,
of
no, no, I heard it
Dormammu
was his daughter. That's
or
okay. I'm glad you
some
said that, because
relative.
that was the
Yeah,
other thing he said.
some
And we
relative.
were
I'm
both
like,
like, how does Dormammu have children? And then my friend was like, well, Ego was able to have
yeah, he was a
children.
planet and he was able to have kids,
Right. And
but
Dormammu can take any shape he wants. Like when he took that form of just a face, when
yeah,
he was
then
talking to Doctor Strange, he only did that because that's something Doctor Strange would recognize, a face.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so he
So
could, I'm sure he could take the form of a man and then, procreate.
well, that makes it even more interesting if she's a relative of Dormammu, and she
Yeah.
knows what Doctor Strange did to Dormammu with like his power. I think
Yeah.
that might have been something that really impressed her. Like he did a
Yes.
time loop on Dormammu,
Yeah.
like either my father or my cousin. Like I gotta meet this guy. But
Yep.
Doctor Strange wasn't stupid. Like he knew all this stuff going into like all the
Yeah.
stuff that people are getting mad at him about. Like you did this and this and this. And like Doctor
Right.
Strange was trying to make sure like if he was able to do it, this is what you have to do to make sure that nothing else bad happens.
What's your theory as to how Wanda's children manifested in all the other universes if Vision can't procreate? There's that word again.
That is a really good question.
Like, I felt like that was something that wasn't explained in the movie. That
it wasn't. I mean, because
it's
Doctor
like,
Strange,
yeah,
Doctor Strange said your kids aren't real. Like
right,
she created them with magic.
yeah.
So how could they exist in any other multiverse
Like,
unless?
it would mean that she created them in the other universes and she has the ability to do that, or she was able to just like give birth without a male, and it
Yeah,
wasn't
I
like
don't
she
know.
was creating
That's
them with magic, like like Mary, the Virgin Mary,
yeah. If we're gonna
but I
go
don't
that
know,
route,
like,
or like Anakin,
yes, like Anakin, there was no father. Yeah,
or
totally.
there was is the
Right.
Force.
The force. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
don't
kind of a
know, but
loophole, I guess. That
I bet there are people online who have ideas, but I was curious, what
yeah,
you
I don't
thought when
know.
you
I
saw
can't.
that, because it didn't make sense. And
Yeah,
then, like, where's Vision in those alternate universes too? Like,
yeah, we don't see him at all. This ended like this. What do you think the future of Marvel is going to look like now that we've seen the multiverse of madness?
ooh, great question. Well, I know we got Quantum Mania coming up, and
Yes.
Kang the Conqueror is supposed to be in that. And so you'd think that they will deal with the multiverse in that film. And, they're going into the quantum realm and
Yep.
Kang's in it. So there's got to be some time travel element there. I would imagine that whatever the next Avengers film will be, or at least like at the very end of this saga that they're doing,
Yeah.
they'll have some big multiversal clash.
Because
I don't know if it's because it's like I heard that they're doing Secret Invasion, and
yes, they
so
are.
and that's coming up at some point. I'm not sure when, and so I don't know
Yeah.
if they're gonna stretch this time travel stuff out or not. I
Yeah, I don't
hope
know.
they do, because I just love it.
Like I still want origin stories. Like I want to see new characters. Like their focus can't all be multiverse because I would kind of lose interest. It's
Right.
cool for a while, but like there's so many characters that you need to still introduce.
Well, hey, thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, it was great. Thanks
Yeah,
for agreeing to do this collab with me.
for sure, dude.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and subscribe to DeathbySquirrel Productions on YouTube, folks.
Yeah, definitely check him out. He's awesome.
Yeah, thanks, man. This guy's awesome too. Woo!
Thank you. All right,
Right.
man.
All
Okay, I'm
right.
gonna
Peace
stop
out.
this. All right.
Excelsior.